from mainland Europe to London St Pancras in 4 hours through 4 countries. Join me as I take the Eurostar from Cologne to London through the Channel on a very early Wednesday morning. I took the public transport to the Central Station, and of course there was almost no one there, because why would they? I arrived at the Central Station, and as a Cologne native, I of course quickly snuck outside to look at the beautiful building and of course at the ridiculously magnificent Cologne Cathedral. The lights were up, the bells were ringing, perfect start for this journey. Then I had to find my platform for the Eurostar. The train was on time, and as you can see, it is a red train, and if you traveled through France before, you may know the Thalys. And Eurostar and Thalys are the same company, and for this part of the journey, they are taking the old Thalys trains. That's why everything is red. Yeah, the train started on time, and of course it was still dark outside, but after a while the sun got up. This is still Germany, but after an hour we were already in Belgium. There was a stop in Liège in Belgium, and the next stop, of course, was Brussels.
Nous arrivons à Liège demain. Bienvenue en Belgique.
These are the connections from the Eurostar, and there are so many great cities connected to the Eurostar. By the way, they're not sponsoring me, I'm just a fangirl, because I love almost every city on this list. But for now, let's focus on the spectacular connection between mainland Europe and the UK. After 2 hours, we arrived in Brussels. And in Brussels, or Brussels Zuid, or Brussels Süd, there I had to change trains. And before I could do that, I had to go through customs because, as you know, the UK is no longer in the European Union, which is a But anyway, I only snuck a few pictures here because this was all going very smoothly, and of course there was a passport control. As a European citizen, you need a kind of visa which you can apply to online. The whole process is a very quick one. I applied online, and on the same day I already got the email with the permission to go to the UK. I traveled not in first class, because in this economy, who can afford this? But second class was plenty fine. As you can hear, the train announcements are in all 4 languages.
Good morning, dear passengers. Welcome aboard Eurostar, bound to London St Pancras International. Our driver, Aziz, take us to London St Pancras International in 2 hours.
We're leaving Belgium and are already an hour later in Lille in France. So this is the 3rd country in 3 hours. There's a quick stop in Lille where only people can get on the train. You can't leave the train there. And then the highlight of the trip comes, which is entering the Channel Tunnel.
Chers voyageurs, dans quelques instants, nous entrerons dans le tunnel sous la Manche à traverser 20 minutes. Shortly entering the Channel Tunnel, transit time 20 minutes.
The distance for the train through the Channel Tunnel is about 50 kilometers. So it's not super long. You're only 20 minutes in the tunnel, and then you are in the United Kingdom. Isn't this mind-blowing? Maybe one of the reasons why I'm so in awe is because this connection is quite young. The Channel Tunnel between mainland Europe and the UK was only finished in 1994, and Queen Elizabeth and François Mitterrand from France were in charge back then. And as I learned, the first item that traveled through the tunnel was a Paddington plushie. Isn't this great? Anyway, a lot of useful knowledge you are getting from me here. For me, it's just magic that you can travel through water and then you go through the English countryside and then you leave the train and you are in the middle of London.
Dear passengers, local time is now 11:56. We shortly be arriving at London St Pancras International, our last stop. Chers voyageurs, bienvenue à Londres. Il est maintenant 11h57. Welcome in London. Beste reiziger, welkom in station London St Pancras International. La route dat is uiteraard deze trein en pas op voor de opening tussen de trein en perron. De I-tron beweegt zich vooraan de trein als u binnen de station komt voor u de pannen de taxis, de metro en de stations van King's. Bedankt voor Eurostar koers ahead.
I arrived at lunchtime in London. This is just modern magic, if you ask me. And as you can see, of the little smug smile on my face, I was very pleased with myself and had a lovely, lovely time in London. And what I did in London, I will tell you about in the next videos. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe if you liked and want to subscribe. Thank you and bye-bye.